it's Amanda here, and today I'm back with another collaboration video. This time it's with my friend Heather Austin. Heather and I have actually been meaning to make a collaboration video for many, many months now. We met in person for the first time last spring, and we talked about different collaboration video ideas then. Now, finally, many moons later, we are working on a video together, and this is a very meta collaboration video because Heather and I are going to share some eye looks using a mashup of the shades in our two collaboration palettes. I love palette combos, but I especially love unexpected palette combos. At first glance, these two don't necessarily seem like the most intuitive pair, but these actually work really, really beautifully together. I like to think of them as two sides of the same coin. These both have an inspiration from Mother Nature. They both rely on a mixture of textures, a mixture of neutrals and colors. Resurgence is definitely more of a edgy take on the inspiration, whereas Flora Story is a little lighter, a little softer. But just wait until you see these two palettes swatched together. I think you'll be surprised at how cohesive the color story is when you see all these shades mixed in together as if they're one color story. Then I'm going to show you two different eyeshadow tutorials pulling shades from both Resurgence and Flora Story. I'll show you this really sparkly purple and gunmetal, more sultry, deep and vampy type of look. And then I'm also going to show you a super quick and easy, neutral but not boring, everyday type of eye look. This is definitely more evening, more romantic, more occasion. For me, anyway. You can wear whatever you want. If you wore this out, I wouldn't bat an eye. I would probably just be like, so cute. For me, this is more of an evening, date night, occasion type of look. Although I do think that I could easily wear this out and about and be comfortable, especially if I switched my lip color to a neutral. So I'm going to show you a couple of eye looks, and then I highly, highly recommend that you go check out Heather's video and see what kind of combos she came up with. Her looks are always so well curated and just beautiful and breathtaking that I know she's gonna come up with something really, really great. So before you click over to Heather's channel, let's check out a couple of eye looks using Heather's Resurgence palette and my Flora Story palette. This first look is a super quick slap it on before you run out the door type of look, at least for me. And in real time, this only took me a few minutes, less than 10 minutes for sure. I just primed my lids and used a little bit of the shade Shroom, which is my perfect transition shade. I reach for this one all the time, so it's sort of my default go-to everyday type of transition shade. So I put that along my lower lash line as well as in the crease area. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this murky neutral matte shade called Sage, and I'm just quickly patting that onto the outer corner of my eye. This is definitely an intentionally more messy, less pristine type of look, and I know that's not for everybody. I like the way that this more grungy application works, especially with these murky sort of off neutrals. So I'm using the shade Creation from the Resurgence palette, and I'm just putting that all over the lid. The brown base with this blue-green reflect in the Creation shade works perfectly with this murky neutral green shade Sage from the Flora Story palette. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Solar Symbol. This is a gold green shimmer shade, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my eye. Like I said, I'm not being very precise with my application. I'm also putting that along my brow bone. When I do this more messy, grungy type of eye look, I love to have just blown out sparkles all over the place so that it catches the light. Then to finish off the look, I'm echoing the order of shadows from the lid to that lower lash area by adding a little bit of Creation to connect that sparkly inner corner with the Shroom shade that I put on the lower lash line, the very first step. Then I just curled my lashes, added a little bit of mascara, and that's it. This was so quick and easy, especially because I wasn't worried about precision and perfect application. I was just going for this sparkly, grungy, slapped on type of look. It makes me feel like a fairy, but a fairy who lives in a swamp, and I think that's kind of a vibe. Who knew that one of my 2023 aesthetics was going to be Swamp Fairy? But I love this. It was really easy to apply, super quick eye look. I think it is interesting. It's not your everyday average neutral eye look, but it's definitely something that I could just throw on and go about my daily tasks. I wouldn't feel like I was overdone for just going to pick up my kid from school or go to the grocery store, whatever it is that I do during the day. But it also doesn't feel just blah, boring brown. It's the perfect balance. And this really shows off the versatility of both of these palettes to do something that's neutral ish, but also has a little kick of color. And for my next look, I am going to do something more colorful. I wanted to wear this berry red lipstick, so I went for something a little bit more intense and a little bit more color driven. I absolutely love this cool toned lavender matte shade from Heather's Resurgence palette. So I just really went ham with this shade, and I was, again, not being super precise. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's kind of the way I do things is I don't have a plan. I don't have a perfect execution. I just sort of start putting colors on and see how I feel about it and hope that it works out for the best. It's definitely more fun for me that way. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. Now I'm using a combo of some of the purple mattes from Flora Story, Azalea, and Orchid mixed together on this little detail blender brush from Singe Beauty. And I'm building that into the outer corner and also through like half of the crease. And I'm gonna do a lot of layering over these shades. So I'm more focused on slowly building up the color where I want it to go and not the exact intensity just yet. Then I just used what was left over on that little blending brush to start to sweep some color onto the lower lash line. Then I'm taking this Scarab color. I love this shade. I love a silver, especially a silver purple combo is just it's my wheelhouse. So I'm taking that deep silver shade all over most of the lid. I'm leaving a little bit of space there. I'm gonna add a shimmer from Flora Story on that inner like 1/4 of the lid, but I'm building up this deep silver gunmetal gray type of color, and then I'm using Magnolia. This is a silvery purple, so it just blends in perfectly with the shades we already have on the lid, and I'm really packing that on. This shade has a lot of silver sparkles and I want those to come through, so I'm packing that on and then blending outwards towards that deep silver shade. That way they look almost like an ombre effect with the lavender and silver. Then, like I said, we're going to go back and layer up a little bit. So I'm taking that Azalea and Orchid combo and just adding a little bit more depth to the outer corner here and making sure that all of the shades are coming together and layering together nicely. I like to layer and build my shadows up because you can always add more, but it's a lot more difficult to take them away. So I am a fan of the slow and steady, especially if I'm going for a deeper or smokier look. Now, instead of eyeliner, I'm going to use this matte shimmery shade called Beetle from Heather's palette, and I'm just smudging that all along the upper lash line and also concentrating it out sort of like a faux smoky wing right on the very outer part of my eye. It gives a little bit of the illusion of a winged liner without actually having to be precise and skilled enough to apply a winged liner, which I am, let's be honest, definitely not. And my last step is using this bright white shimmery duochrome shade right on that lower lash line curve. That's sort of like the new inner corner highlight for me. I really like the way that this particular application of highlight makes my eyes pop and it makes my eye look a little bit more dramatic. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to seeing the inner corner highlight instead of that lower lash line curve highlight. But I think it really suits this look perfectly. And I have to say, I absolutely love the way this look turned out. I usually go in with not an exact vision, more of just a plan of which colors I'm interested in using. And this came together so much better than I even predicted that it would. I'm wearing some of my favorite eyeshadow shades. I feel glamorous, sparkly, gorgeous, fantastic. I'm gonna recreate this look again. And I wanted to show you a closer look, or I guess a longer look, at the Flora Story and Resurgence swatches that I did. This little swatch layout has all the shades from both palettes mixed in. So it's not in perfect order of how they appear in the palettes, but it's more just how I envision all of these shades working together. You can see that it flows from purple, pink, red. There's neutrals of many different kinds, from silver and black to bronze and brown. There's plenty of colors to choose from. We both touched on both green and purple in our color stories, but I think that these pops of really bright, bold blue and red and pink add a lot of interest to the overall color story. And I could see this being one whole palette together. Definitely an unexpected yet completely perfect palette combo, at least in my opinion. I absolutely love the way both of these looks turned out. I'm not surprised. Obviously, I love Flora Story, but I think this Resurgence palette that Heather did with Unearthly Cosmetics is so well done. It's interesting and complex without being difficult to use. There's such a beautiful mix of bright colors and really solid neutrals that it's easy to come up with 1,000 different looks just with Resurgence alone. I did do a swatch and review video, so I don't want to rave too much about this palette because I already did that in another video. But just know that I'm a really big fan of this palette. I'm a really big fan of Heather Austin. You can just tell that she has good vibes from watching her online. But as somebody who has met her in person, she is just as much good vibes, if not better, in person. She is incredibly sweet, funny, obviously incredibly gorgeous, incredibly talented, but just all in all, a really nice person that I'm happy to know. You know what's special that a lot of my YouTube friends have, and Heather has this? Being really glamorous and also being approachable. This was such a fun video to make. I love the way that these palettes work together. I really hope that if you're not already subscribed to Heather, you'll go and check out her video, subscribe to her channel, say hi. She has so much fun with her makeup, and I'm always waiting to see what kind of looks she's going to come up with next. So make sure you go follow her on Instagram, subscribe to her YouTube channel, and just go show her video some love. She's just such a sweetheart, and I am so happy and thankful that she agreed to do a collaboration video with me. I would love to know which one of these two looks was your favorite. Are you gonna go and create some unexpected palette mashups now? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Video that is so annoying. I hate that for me. I know they don't look like they're gonna go together, but I promise you that they will, okay? Just take it from me. Someone who sometimes knows a little bit sort of what she's talking about. Oh, brother. I make such a mess when I film. It's embarrassing. People are like, beauty room tour. No, it's an embarrassment in here. Be better than me. I want better for you. This look is so cute. I love silver and purple. That's why there's so much silver sparkle in the magnolia shade, and it just blends so well with this like deep gunmetal silver color. I love this. I think this is one of my favorite looks that I've done in a really long time. This would look really cute with lashes too. I know Heather would put lashes on. Like I said, she's more glamorous than me. Okay. Gotta do some editing. I'm trying to get ahead on my filming because I have so many collaborations and I really don't want to drop the ball on any of my collaboration videos. I want to do my best for my friends, and I have so many awesome people that I'm collaborating with that I am a little bit overwhelmed, but like in a good way mostly. It's cool to have this many projects and this many awesome people agree to work with me. So I just want to do my best. I just want to do a good job. Okay, the skin is absolutely looking better on camera than does in person. Yeah, that was fun. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you showing support to not only my videos, but to all the people that I collaborate with. I'm really grateful that you're here. Just spending a little bit of your precious time watching something I made. That's so cool. It still blows my mind that that happens. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I love your face. And I'll see you soon, okay?